People, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar journeys are going famously. And today I have a lesson for you on creating solos. The first thing is obviously, you have to look at the chords. The chords that you're playing over are so important. That's really what's going to give you the roadmap to what you can use solo and improvisation wise. The key is only a piece of it, so you have to look at the chords. The other thing is I wanted to think about what kind of mood I wanted to create. The rhythm track is in the key of D minor. It's going from that D minor to the G minor. And the chords are moving a little quick, so there's not tons of time on each chord, but enough to where I wanted to kind of target certain notes in those changes to really make a strong solo statement. I decided to use the natural minor scale for quite a bit of the solo, D natural minor. Let me show you a couple shapes for that scale that I was using. So off the 10th fret, low E string D, there's a great shape for natural minor or Aeolian mode. Also off the 5th fret A string root, D. And hey, if you want to see these scales diagrammed out over the entire neck, I got a great resource for you. I could really help you with that. Click on that link in the YouTube description box and I'll send you a free video lesson and a free ebook where I diagram out like 29 scales. I teach all about modal playing, all kinds of stuff on pentatonic scales, major and minor soloing. It's just packed soloing strategy. And it's all for free too. Free video lesson, free ebook. Just click on that link. So in the beginning of the solo, here's what the lick I was playing. Okay, so basically what I was doing, I was taking the B string and I was bending up a whole step to the D note, the C to the D. Bend up, let down, vibrato, but bending to that root note, that's a winner. Anytime you could bend to the root of the key, D minor, D note here. A lot of vibrato. Then I did this legato lick, all on the B string. Right? That's one pick. And then I ended it with a half-step bend. Again, that's why I chose that natural minor scale. I wanted to put a lot of these half-step bends in there for melodicism. Right? With vibrato. And then the next lick. So I kind of did the same thing, but on the G string. So I kind of repeated the first one. Then I go to the G string. And now I'm on this half step between that E and F note. First time I was on that between that A and B flat. Right, with a lot of vibrato and holding that bend. So they're both together sound like this. If you got a second, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep the content coming. Put a comment in the comment box below. Let us know what type of lessons you'd like to see in the future, what kind of gear you'd like reviewed, and what you'd like to learn. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Click the like button. That really helps us, and we so appreciate it. The next lick I played was I played a little arpeggio sweep. But I wanted to end on that D note because the D chord is ending, and I really want to emphasize that. You really want to emphasize the root of the mode, in this instance D. So now let's take it from this D minor chord. D minor triad, which is D, F, and A. Or our D minor chord. So there's a little D minor arpeggio there, right? So I swept that one pick down, but then I wanted to catch the high D. So it's quite a bit of a stretch. You got to stretch the D note, high D note, on that 10th fret of the high E. So you got to get a 5 fret stretch there if you could. And then I pulled off back to the 5th fret, so slow. Landed on that D. Quicker. So, and I slid into the... That's another technique I use a lot where I'll know the target notes I want. In this instance, I want to play this D and this C, which is part of that D natural minor scale I showed you earlier, right? So I come out of my first licks and then just slide into those notes, and it kind of sounds cool and kind of looks cool. All right. Now, that is at the end, that is where the chord changes to the G. So what I did next was I went to G minor pentatonic, and I played this lick. Ending on the G, because now I'm over that G chord, I want to emphasize the G note. So I'm just, again, doing that slide technique right into G minor pentatonic. Now, notice this heavy vibrato, again, that lots of nuance, a lot of vibrato, a lot of bending. If you look at the notes in that D natural minor scale, remember the chords we're playing over, D minor, G minor. If we look at that D natural minor scale again, it's D, E, F, G, A, B flat, and C. If you look at G minor pentatonic, it's the same notes. G, B flat, C, D, and F. Right? So any of those notes you're hitting, technically when you go to that G chord, G minor pentatonic, it's kind of in that D natural minor scale. So it really works well. I'm emphasizing the G though. Remember I landed on that G, right? And I'm emphasizing the G twice because I start off, right when that chord changes, I come out of that. That's a G. I land right at that on the chord change. Continue down. Continue down all the way to the low G. Okay? So when you're emphasizing the root, right, of a scale, any note other than the root, you're kind of playing in a different scale, different mode. Here I'm emphasizing the G, so I kind of think of that as G minor pentatonic. I'm moving around the neck, getting different sounds, right? Lots of vibrato, this slide principle, where I'm not just playing notes, but I'm throwing in other things to create interest. Really examining the notes and the chords and studying the relationship between chords and scales. Music is more than just, you know, the logical application of scales and modes and theory. There's a human element to it, right? And that's what we want to get across in our solos too, the emotional aspect, the process I'm going through in my crazy head. This head is more than just a hat rack, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. I hope it helps you along in your guitar journey. Have fun with it. Remember, if you get a chance, please subscribe to the channel and get that ebook and free video lesson. Just click on that link below. Stay tuned for more videos, more content. Got lots more stuff coming. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Rock on.